the point I think we're really trying to get folks to realize here, and Eric, when kind of when you say it's a point that's counter to what a lot of vendors are saying, is I think our point is a little more expansive, and it's more at the heart of what businesses are dealing with respect to a transformation. It's yes, you do need to think about people. Yes, you do need to think about the change aspects of this. You need to think about those impacts. You need to think about your processes and not just how they're are going to get implemented, but who's all going to be impacted by, and do they understand all the details around all of those different elements. That you can't put that on a software vendor that is coding or programmatically trying to figure out how to build this in a way that you're telling them to design it. And furthermore, you won't even know how to tell them to design it if you don't do a lot of this work up front. So that you really have to respect the process and respect the journey. And sometimes that'll take you to where Scott's telling you. Sometimes that'll take you in small bites. Sometimes that'll phase it out in a long-term stride. And you just kind of have to trust that we'll get through it as an organization if we plan accordingly across all the different ripples that our organization needs.
Yeah. That's a good point that, the technology is always going to change faster than people in the organization can. So it's reasonable to assume that you're probably getting proposals from vendors that are not realistic, not because they can't implement the technology that quickly, but because you can't. And I don't mean that as an indictment or a judgment. I just mean that as the reality of organizations. It takes people in organizations longer to change than technology. It's a lot easier to set up technology because either it works or it doesn't. Either it does what it's supposed to do or it doesn't. It's pretty cut and dry, relatively speaking. But changing people, processes, that piece of it is not so cut and dry. And that's the hard part. And that's the stuff that delays projects and takes longer than what a software vendor might propose to you.